Before kids, you were partners, lovers, best friends. You traveled together, stayed up too late talking, chose each other actively every day. Then the baby came, and suddenly you're roommates who argue about the dishwasher. What happened? And is it fixable? The statistics are stark. Relationship satisfaction drops more steeply in the first year of parenthood than at almost any other life transition, including bereavement, job loss, or relocation. Study after study shows the same thing. Having a baby is one of the most destabilizing events a romantic relationship can endure. And yet, we treat it like a celebration, hand out congratulations cards, and send the couple home alone with a 7-pound alarm who never turns off. The shift is so common it's almost a cliché. But the cliché doesn't capture how genuinely painful it is to look at the person you love and feel so far away from them. So let's talk about what's actually happening. The most surface-level explanation is exhaustion and logistics. You're both sleep-deprived. Your time has been consumed by a third person. Date nights become theoretical. Getting intimate becomes another thing on the to-do list or disappears entirely. This is real, and it matters, but it's not the deepest layer. Beneath the logistics is a power and labor imbalance that often emerges and intensifies with parenthood. Even in couples who were relatively equal before, the division of labor after a baby frequently becomes lopsided. Mothers take on more, much more. The visible labor, feeding, bathing, school runs, and the invisible labor, scheduling, worrying, knowing that the permission slip is due Thursday and that the pediatrician recommended a dentist visit and that one child's friend group is causing social anxiety. This invisible labor is called the mental load, and it is disproportionately female, and it is profoundly unfair. And it creates resentment even in women who don't initially recognize what they're feeling is resentment. She doesn't feel seen. He doesn't feel appreciated. She can't ask him to help because she shouldn't have to ask. He lives here too. These are his children too. He feels criticized when he does help because apparently he does it wrong. She's exhausted and touched out and doesn't want to get intimate with him. He feels rejected and pulls away. She interprets his pulling away as abandonment and becomes angrier. He feels like he can't win. She feels like she's doing it all alone. Both of them are right. Both of them are in pain. Here's what gets in the way of fixing it. The story each person is telling about the other. Her story. He doesn't care. He's clueless. He doesn't see what needs to be done. His story. Nothing I do is good enough. She's always angry with me. I've stopped trying because I always get it wrong. Both stories feel true from the inside. Neither story is fully accurate. And as long as both people are defending their story rather than getting curious about the other person's experience, nothing changes. The couples who survive early parenthood with their relationship intact, and the research shows this clearly, are not the ones who never struggled. They're the ones who found a way to stay curious about each other instead of contemptuous, who kept some small thread of we're on the same team even in the hardest seasons, who could say, I'm struggling, without it immediately becoming a blame game. They also made intentional decisions about labor division before resentment calcified into the relationship's foundation. Not perfect equal division. That's often impossible. But acknowledged, discussed, renegotiated. Division that felt fair to both people, even if it wasn't identical. And here's the thing nobody says out loud enough. For a woman who has lost herself in motherhood, the marriage often becomes the place she's least herself. Because at home, she's always in performance mode. Mother, manager, caretaker, and never just a person being known by another person. Rebuilding herself, reclaiming her identity, is also what rebuilds intimacy in her marriage. Because her partner fell in love with a full, complex human. And when she disappears, so does the relationship. This topic has so many layers, and we'll keep returning to it. But for the next video, I want to talk about something more internal: the guilt. The constant, crushing, impossible to satisfy guilt that seems to come standard with the job of being a mother. Why do we feel it? Is any of it legitimate? That's next.